Welcome back. I was dumb. So apparently, I should use this to cut that. And now it fits the spade. So now I have a spade. And I will equip the spade because I can. Okay then. We'll put some nails in it. And we'll hammer it. Are you better now? Okay. Yay, we have a thing. We can dig a hole. You would have thought I would have gotten that one. But no. Buzzy, 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 buzzy. Time to dig junk.
I can't dig there. It won't work.
Why not?
The soil's too hard. I can't dig there. I can't use my hand to do that.
Okay, so now that I have that. Oh look, some tea. Thank you, tea. Let's look at Elizabeth's letter. Let's read other people's mail. My name is Elizabeth Grundy, and I have been a patient here at Arcadia for the past 30 years. The asylum is closing soon, but I don't want people to ever forget the horrific institutions these were. I'm leaving today after wasting so many years of my life. I've stolen the key from the front door and buried it here with my letter. Go inside, take a look around, and see for yourself. As you are doing so, please don't forget me and others like me, locked in here against our will for so many years. I had a happy childhood, brought up in Bath. My parents were loving and everything was fine until I left secondary modern at 15. I started work at the glass factory, and that's when things started to go wrong. I was working in the office, and I first couldn't handle it. The man kept touching me up. I still have a thing about my body, and cannot bear being touched by men. For all the dreadful things they have done to me in here, not one of them has cured me. One day the office manager put his hand on my bottom, and I saw red. I screamed at him and left to leave me alone and ran out. I locked myself in the toilet and wept for a few minutes, but I was determined that he wouldn't see me crying, so I washed my eyes with cold water and walked out. No one cared. I saw him watching me as I left, grinning and joking with his friends. He called me frigid. The next day I didn't go into work. I went in on Thursday, and nobody said a word to me until the personnel came to my desk. They told me I was being paid 1 week's wages, and that I was told to leave immediately. The following weeks I stayed in my room. I didn't want to see anyone or eat. My parents were worried and sent me to Dr. Houseman. He said that I was suffering from anxiety and sent me to Arcadia for assessment. That's when the nightmare really began. At first they just asked me questions, and I was allowed home for periods. It wasn't helping. After a few months, they said that I had to stay longer to help my recovery. I hated it there, but felt forced to agree. My parents thought that it was the best thing. They had done all sorts of awful things to me to cure me. They put me in a bath of cold water and tried to drown me. It tied me down so I couldn't get out, more than once. 6 months turned into a year, and then years. The same things were happening to everyone else. We slept in a huge ward with so many beds that you had no private space. Some of the patients were worse than me, and they shouted and wandered during the night. Sleeping was difficult. On the other floors they held the most ill people. I have never seen where they sleep, but people say that they held them in cells with bars over the windows. I've never been so miserable. After a few years, they started electrocuting me. Electric shock treatment, they called it. They tied me down on a bed and put electrodes on my head. Afterwards, I felt sick and walked around for days like a zombie. I couldn't remember who I was or why I was there. That happened to me more than 5 times. As it wasn't working, sometime in the 60s, they decided I needed an operation. They trundled over to a horrific machine that looked like a medieval torture implement and drilled two holes in my head. I still have the scars now. I can't begin to explain what a god-forsaken place this is. We should never forget. Take this key and look for yourself. I am free now, at last, but this experience has ruined my life. I came in as a young girl, and I leave today as an old woman who is older inside. Yours sincerely, Elizabeth. I should have tried my British accent more there, but I can barely remember British accent at the moment because that's how my brain is working today. La-di-da-di-da, let's walk. So much walking. Occasionally, I'm in horror games. I have the rare complaint that I could walk or run faster than the people in the horror games, and I am someone that is often secluded to a wheelchair. So really,
It's locked.
yes, I know, but you have a key. Is it less locked now? Yay! A battery. Another battery. Lots of garbage. Why is there electricity here?
We're going to have so much fun together.
Oh, are we? And that's the end of the playthrough, so I may actually attach this onto my last one. We'll see how long the last one is. So, the fun part of this game, supposedly according to the, place where you give them money, that I will link in the description, is playing hide and seek with this crazy guy who lives in this particular, asylum. Which is really why this particular blogger should have just taken pictures from the outside. Anyway, so I hope you have enjoyed this little brief playthrough. I look forward to it, but I look forward to pretty much everything. It is a Like, I am not as smart as this game wants me to be, but I will try to be, dang it. So, once it comes out, I'll see if I can play it even more. Is this like a chorus of rubber duckies? Anyway. So, I hope you enjoyed this so far. If you would like to see more of it, then please help fund them so we can. Kickstarter, that's the place where you give them money to make things happen. Um, so, yes, go there if you like this and want to play it. Okay, then. Anyway.